You're listening to Andy Tijou on Epsom Hospital Radio. I'm joined now by an anonymous, fictitious MP to talk about some of the hot topics happening in the world at the moment. Before we begin, you've asked to remain anonymous throughout this interview so that you can give an impression of what MPs really think. Can I even say which party you're from?
No. I suppose you could call us the Laboratory Party.
Why's that?
Well, you see, there's no real difference between the Labour and the Tory parties anymore. They've kind of amalgamated together, so you may as well join their names together to make Labour a Tory. Plus, neither of us really know what we're doing, just kind of experimenting with things like the economy, so it seems like a rather apt name, really.
I suppose you could also call yourself the Lavatory Party, as most of your policies are utter corrupt.
Now, don't be crude. What's today's topic?
Well, you've mentioned the economy before, so let's start with that. How do you solve the country's failing economy?
Well, the economy is a tricky thing at the moment, and there's not a huge amount we can do about it. My hands are tied.
Nice metaphor.
No, they generally are, since going into coalition with the Lib Dems, well, they tend to insist on it for some reason.
Well, in an ideal world, what would you do?
Well, everyone says, tax the rich more, but I tend to disagree.
What? We should tax the poor?
Exactly. Well, most of the spending goes on then, why not? Public transport, for instance. You wouldn't catch me on a bus. Well, the election bus maybe, but that has a champagne fridge in it, so it's quite different. Otherwise, I zip about in the Jag. I never use public transport unless there's a BBC film crew wanting to do an interview with me. Then we'll take the train somewhere, but I'll always go first class and book out a whole carriage so that none of the general public can come anywhere near me. Plus, if we improve public transport using taxes from the poor, poor people will seem more compelled to use trains and buses, freeing up the M40 so I can get to drinkies with my chums quicker.
OK, how else do you justify this?
Well, healthcare. Those paupers get all these skin diseases because they don't wash. They catch chlamydia and gonorrhea from sleeping around with other paupers. OK, I'm no angel. I slept around when I was at Oxford, but that was with high-class women. I was less of a pig in a sty, more of a bull in a field of freesias. Not that the women at my college were cows. Actually, I did meet my wife there, so that is a good analogy. Ha! Ha! But well, you see, there is the poor people who's in the NHS. Me and my friends from Oxford. Bupa! Well, we shouldn't be paying anything for the NHS too.
OK, I feel I shouldn't ask, but are there any more benefits to taxing the poor?
Well, yes. They all get housing benefits, child allowances. The more we tax them, the more we can give them back in the form of these benefits. The more popular our party seems to them, the more likely we are to get re-elected.
So, there we go. The solution to the economy in the UK, tax the poor and not the rich.
Well, I'd also legalise prostitution.
All right, quiet now.
Ask the MP was written and produced by Andy Tijou, starring Andy Tijou as himself and Dan Street as the purely fictional MP. Though there may be similarities to the past and current events and people, the MP is purely fictitious and is not based on any particular person or political party.
Please don't sue me.
Or me!